What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be reviewing Invicta. This is a medieval style mod list, and it essentially is a darker but super lush medieval fantasy theme. So kind of similar to your standard vanilla Skyrim, and that's what a lot of people actually complain about in a lot of these mod lists, is that they're too bright and too saturated, and certain effects don't fit into what a lot of people consider vanilla Skyrim. So let's get to it. So first thing here, I'm on the Nexus mod page. Now there's not really a whole lot of installation instructions, at least not that I could find. A lot of mod lists actually even have their own web page, landing page, but this is just a standard Wabbajack mod list, so it's not too hard to install. I'm going to run through you guys how to do so. And as always, you will need Nexus Premium to download a lot of these mod lists. It's possible to do it without, but it's not recommended. And you're going to need a program called Wabbajack. Check out my other video for a more in-depth guide on how to use and install Wabbajack. And then you're going to need a Discord account for this specific mod list, because that is where the Wabbajack file lives. So here on Nexus, we go over to posts. The first post here is Invicta alpha version testing. And that is another thing to keep in mind. This is an alpha, so you might run into some instability problems, and I actually haven't tried out this mod list yet, so we'll see how it runs. And you're going to want to go over to this link here. This is the Discord invitation link. Go ahead and accept the invite, and I've already gone through all of the verification steps on the Discord, but you're going to have to verify your Discord. Essentially, you know, they have some verification rules here where you go to the verify page, and then you got to do your standard react with a check mark, and then all of a sudden all these pop up. And there is one more verification step before you can install and download the mod list. It's under the Invicta verification. And same thing here. You're going to have to hit this little dragon button to verify yourself, and then all of these will pop up over on this side. And to find this mod list, we're going to want to go here to Invicta, and this is the Wabbajack file that we're going to need to do the automatic installation of this game. It's going to bring you to a Google Documents page. I've already downloaded this, so I'm not going to download it again, but this is where you're going to get that file. So here on my E drive, this is my gaming SSD drive that I use for all of my modding purposes. I've got my Wabbajack folder, and then I've actually saved this mod in the downloaded mod list where Wabbajack typically downloads this in the UI. So I've got it right here. I saved it, and then some quick folder setup. I always set up a Wabbajack download folder for all mod lists. This is where I just point every single mod list to download the files. And then I've got my Wabbajack mods. This is where I install the actual mod lists, and then Skyrim. And in this case, we're just going to make a new folder and call it Invicta. So once you've got that all set up, we're going to want to go ahead and launch Wabbajack. And like I said, I'm not going to go into too in-depth, but you are going to have to link your Nexus account in Wabbajack, and then it's as easy as just installing the mod list from disk. It's not actually stored in the browser of Wabbajack. So we're going to go install from disk, and then we're going to go find it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Invicta, mod list installation location. So I'm going to go back to where I was showing my folder setup, Wabbajack mods, Skyrim, and then that Invicta folder that I just created. And then I want to change this download location to my default Wabbajack mods download folder. And the cool thing about using that folder for all mod lists, if there's a mod that you've already downloaded, then it doesn't have to re-download it. It's just going to extract the file. So it'll save a lot of time if you download a lot of these mod lists like I do. Another thing is, if you need to put this on a different drive, if you don't have enough space, you can do that as well. You can put it on a different drive. And that is one last thing to keep in mind. I couldn't find any documentation on the actual sizes, but I did already run through and install this once just to test it. And the mod list size for the installation is 350 gigs. Which means that the download is probably around like another 200 gigs because it has to extract those files. So just keep that in mind. You do need quite a bit of space to install this mod list, but from what I've seen, I think it's going to be worth it. So once we've got all that set up, we're going to go ahead and hit this little play button here. Another thing to keep in mind is you want to make sure you move your Skyrim installation from Steam to the drive that you're installing the mod list to. In my case, it's that same E drive. I set up a Steam folder and I moved it in the Steam settings. And another thing you'll want to do is you'll want to run Skyrim one time and make sure you download all of the Anniversary Edition updates and content. And the final thing to keep in mind is you probably want to set some kind of exclusion in your antivirus. Some antiviruses treat Wabbajack as like a threat for some reason. So just set up some exclusions and you should be good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and let this do its thing and we're gonna come back when it's done. All right, we're back. So if the installation was successful, you will see a screen like this, says finish in the top left, and it'll say installation completed right here. So we're gonna go ahead and close Wabbajack and go find the installation folder. And inside of Invicta, we wanna go ahead and find the mod organizer exe and launch that. All right, we want to wait for all the mods to load in, and then you've got your standard mod organizer. And the cool thing about mod organizers, you can go ahead and take a look at all these mods, and you can even look at the load order. And then this is pretty cool. You can see right here it has 2,897 mods. So yeah, in terms of size, this is on the bigger side. This one's bigger than Lorerim, but like smaller than something like Nolvus. Let's go ahead and run it, and we're going to do some gameplay testing. Check out the visuals, the combat, and then do some performance testing towards the end of the video. I've actually never played this before, so I'm experiencing this the first time, same as you guys. All right, puts us in a character creation. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my overlay for now. We'll do the performance testing, like I said, later in the video. So I'm gonna pick a quick race. Cat character, obviously. All right, this is gonna be the Dope Kitty remix. Okay, check your archetype. Oh, okay, this way it lets you kind of pick what you want to be first thing. Wow, okay. All right, let's go with Assassin. That'll be kind of cool. Start as vampire or werewolf? Werewolf.
My uncle's the blacksmith. Surely no lie.
Okay, so it already pre-equips you with a bunch of stuff in your inventory, so you don't have to go find it in a chest. One thing I'm noticing, when you go into your menu, it's not pausing the game. Ooh, that could be interesting for combat. Ooh, wow, this is cool. Oh man. Wow. This is different than pretty much any mod list I've ever seen. Like I said, it's supposed to make it kind of like a little darker and give you more of that medieval feeling. Wow, this is cool. Look at these roads. All right, so this is Riverwood. This is crazily different than what I'm used to for Riverwood. Completely. But you can see it's got that kind of like dark vibe to everything. I don't know why these chickens are glowing. And that's kind of the reason that this mod list exists, is because it's kind of trying to give it that darker, like Skyrim, more gritty feeling that you get in Skyrim. I like to go over this bridge and check out the water as always. That's cool. Yeah, this is way, way different than what I've seen. So just last week I reviewed Nolvus, and this is just like a complete night and day difference. Nolvus was a lot more eye-popping, but if you're going for that kind of grimier Skyrim look, like this is pretty cool looking overall. Yeah, go ahead and check out that video I did from last week if you want to see like some comparisons, but this is just a pretty nice touch in terms of changing some things up. Because that is one common thing I've noticed with a lot of these mod lists, is they all kind of have this like oversaturated, super vibrant thing going on, which I know a lot of people gravitate towards that. It looks cool. Oh, that's quite a change for her.
Overheard, but the Riverwood Trader is still open. Feel free to shop.
Yeah, this is cool. Pretty subtle for like the upstairs. Some of these mod lists, like Nolvus, like I did last week, they really go super in depth on a lot of these homes. Yeah, now the inn's got a door on the side. Interesting.
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything.
Wow, this is way different.
Excuse me, sir. I don't normally do this, but, have you got a moment to talk?
No.
Yep, ale's going.
Oh, I like those
I guess you don't have
fires.
potatoes in your ears after all. Just make sure we get a
Yeah, that
fresh
looks
batch.
good. That looks like accurate to his fire. And it's not like too bright.
Sven,
Whereas like sometimes they get the fires and they're just like so
it's about
bright
your singing.
and almost red too. It like doesn't even look realistic sometimes.
You do realize these simple things.
This inn is very subtle.
Riches, hmm?
Night and day difference than what I'm used to seeing, but it's cool.
Wonderful. And let's not have this chat again next week. Agreed?
All right, let's keep going here. Different rocks than I've seen. I don't know what's going on with my character. He seems to be like injured or something. Must be some mod list when I was attacked by a wolf. He's like, ow, help me. All right, let's go ahead and zoom back in to get a better idea of the visuals. And I like to come up over this pass and go into Whiterun. You guys are familiar with some of my videos. This is just so much different than I've seen, but it's super cool and lush. Like, it makes the world look like it's been around for a long time. Kind of if you were to like venture into the mountains. This is pretty cool looking. And actually, one thing we might do... Oh, wow, that's actually kind of crazy. I thought it was not the middle of the day because this mod list is so dark. But it's actually 12:22 right now. Although I do think there's kind of like an overcast going on. But that kind of tells you one thing, how dark this mod list is. Like, it's pretty dark. Oh, this is interesting. Normally I come up over this area to get over to Skyrim, but there seems to be an actual wall here. Let's try to jump over it. What? Oh, it's like a path. Wait, where does this go? Oh no, this is actually just like legitimately a wall. Interesting. Like what? Like Riverwood and Whiterun aren't friends now in this version? Okay, that's strange. Interesting though. So here we are coming down over the hill and we're looking out over at Whiterun. Yeah, this is a pretty cool mod list. In terms of if you're looking for something that's just plain different than all the other ones, even this, it expands Whiterun, it looks like, and it even has walls that are even further out. Look how far this goes out to expand the city. So there's obviously some kind of like Whiterun expansion mod. And I'm not actually even sure where the front of this castle even is, or how to get there. Okay, so it goes down under here. So it looks like they added some, like a mod that adds a bunch of walls. Yeah, these roads are cool with the rocks. How did you guys let him get in here? Come on. Got him. Okay. And we're coming up around the corner to enter Whiterun. Yeah, this is really cool.
Halt. City's closed with the dragons about.
Okay, it looks like your vanilla mods are still in this game, in this mod list.
Fine.
Sometimes you can just run right by,
Keeping
and
an eye on you.
that means like a lot of the vanilla mods have been essentially replaced to make like almost a new game. Wow, this is cool. The wood planks. So here we are coming into Whiterun. This is actually similar to Nolvus with these wood planks like this. And I think this mod list actually has quite a bit of inspiration from the aesthetics of Nolvus, but essentially it's just like in a darker fashion.
So you can spend it on drinks with the Bannered Mare.
I got orcs in here.
Ask for that instead.
I've seen these stairs before. Just these are just darker. Pretty much the same stairs. I think those were actually an Elder Gleam. Also a very good mod list. Ooh, some rats. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Yeah, they're really going for that medieval castle vibe. Things like rats and stuff like that running around. A little grimier. So let's go check out this keep. This is cool. Yeah, this is cool. Oh no. No. She's coming after me. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Who's this then?
Go, 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 go. Oh, damn it.
This interruption. Jarl Balgruuf is not receiving visitors.
I thought the table would be enough to separate
I have
us.
news from Helgen about the dragon attack.
Well, that explains why the guards let you in. Come on, then.
You guys don't
Jarl
have
will
any
see
guards.
you personally.
So, you were at Helgen. You saw
Cool,
this
Jarl.
dragon with your own eyes?
I like the NPC.
The dragon destroyed Helgen, and last I saw it was heading this way.
Oh, they added a
Your
voice
was right.
for your own
What
character.
do you say now, Proventus? Shall we continue
That's cool.
to trust in the strength of our walls against the dragon?
My lord, we should send troops to Riverwood at once. It's in the most immediate danger.
What's up with this guy? He looks like he's like made of
Jarl
gold.
of Falkreath will view that as a provocation. He'll assume we're preparing to join Ulfric's side and attack him.
What do you think, Gold Man?
Not stand idly by while the flag burns that slaughters my people.
That NPC looks good. A lot of the NPCs look good. I don't know about that gold guy over there. Say, hold on, I gotta put my gold face paint on. Kind of looking over Whiterun. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it is throwing me off how dark it is though. Like what actual time it is it right now? Yeah, 3:12. It looks like it's like 6 o'clock. So definitely a lot darker of a feel. Let's go check out some of the shops like Bellathor's and Arcadia's. And then we'll go check out some other areas here. So here's Arcadia's Cauldron.
Got something for just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any questions.
This is cool.
Got something for just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any questions.
Oh, some rats coming around here. Yeah, this is, they did a good job with the medieval thing going on with the dark and grimy look of everything. What's it with the rats going around? Oh man, they did Arcadia dirty.
I offer remedies for ailments both common and rare. Do let me know if I can be of service.
Something to sell?
What a thorough. So don't talk.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll
Here's
find
Bellathor's shop.
If
If not, let me know. I might have it stored away.
Yeah, those fires look good.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for.
Check out your upstairs. This is kind of sad. Alright, so we're back in the game here. So I had a small issue where I couldn't turn off survival mode, and I wasn't able to fast travel because I'd like to kind of showcase some of the areas in this video and show you guys, you know, what different areas look like. But it had a specific mod called Sunhelm that I had to actually go into the mod organizer settings and disable from there. Probably not recommended, but if you're like me and you're not a big fan of the survival mode, that is what you're going to have to do in order to get that setting to show back up. So once I disabled Sunhelm and I went back into my gameplay settings here, then the survival mode actually showed up and gave me an option to enable and disable it. And what I did is probably not recommended. It seems like this game is meant to be played in survival mode, but that was the only way that I found to disable survival mode and then enable fast travel, was to start a new save and then disable those mods, the Journeyman mod and then the Sunhelm mod as well. So let's go ahead and check out Rift in here. We're gonna go ahead and fast travel. All right, so here we are in Riften. This is different. I like these leaves on the ground. That looks great. Yeah, it looks really good.
You and Riften looking for trouble.
There's your NPC. Just gonna ignore him.
I'm really getting tired of your excuses. When you borrowed the money, you said you'd pay it back on time and for double the usual fee.
Yeah, this looks really good.
How was I to know the shipment would get wrong?
I'm really liking the atmosphere of Riften. Let's go check out this water. Okay, this looks good too. So that was one problem I had with Nolvus, is it had this like bright blue ocean water going through here and it just didn't make sense. But yeah, this looks really awesome. With the leaves and everything. Oh, this is weird. Can't get over on that side. Got some like different fishing nets and whatnot through here. And this is middle of the day. So this mod list, it doesn't really seem like it ever gets sunny outside, which is kind of a interesting thing. It almost seems like it's always overcast, but that definitely adds to the more grimy, darker look. But it might be a little too dark sometimes. So here's your bee and your barb. Let's go check out the inside of this place here. This is pretty cool. Similar to what I've seen actually in some other mod lists. Nice fire.
You planning on hurting someone, huh?
Some good assets here. Uh-oh, they're commenting on my sweet sword. Alright, I'll put it away. Yeah, this looks all good. These are actually very similar assets I've seen in some other mod lists with these plates and whatnot. And then let's go check out... Oh, here we go. Got a little cellar down here. This is cool. Yeah, and this actually kind of looks more realistic. Oh, this is sweet. This is really cool. Oh, this is one of the ways I think you can get into the Thieves Guild. Yeah, just overall, this looks really good. Pretty solid. I like what they've done with the place. Alright, let's go ahead and check out some other areas here.
Protect yourself right.
I like to check out Markarth. The cool thing about Markarth is, one, it's a very different city than the rest of Skyrim, and two, it always seems like it's done a little differently every single time I come here. Normally there's a dispute happening right here, but nothing seems to be going on. Oh, there it is. Oh, wow. This guy's got magic. Get him! Got him. That was cool.
Everyone stay back. Marco's city guard have this all under control.
Alright, we're gonna check out one last place. I would like to go to Solitude, and then I like to start in this little farm area over here. Oh, this will give us a chance to check out the rain. Oh, I like this rain. Sometimes the rain is like way too dense. Like in my last video with Nolvus, it was like a freaking waterfall. But this looks cool. This looks good. And then let's see, what time is it right now? 6:02 a.m. Okay. Let's go ahead and bring it up to daytime area. All right, so it's still raining through here. Yeah, this just looks really good. I really do like this look. And then, yeah, there's got some extra walls and whatnot going on through here. Adds a little extra immersion. So let's go up through here. I think this will get us into the city. All right, so this is different. Kind of interesting stone through here. Don't mess with me. I got a sword. The Daedric. It's kind of cool. Yeah, and all these places are just way, way different than you would normally see, like I said, with other mod lists. And then, of course, Solitude's always got the plant life, and they did the same thing here with the plant life, but it just is a little different where it makes it look a little darker. Everything in this mod list is just darker. Let's just say that. All right, let's go check out this palace real quick, and then after this, we're going to check out some of the combat, and then we'll do some performance testing. This is different. Different NPC. She's busy. She always tells me she's busy. Go check out her room. Oh, this is cool. This is nice. Definitely got a nice medieval vibe to it. So yeah, the combat's really awesome in this. They added some MCO combat mods to this, similar to like Elder Gleam, if you're familiar with that. So yeah, if you guys are familiar with the MCO, this will be pretty cool. As we all know, Skyrim, the original vanilla version of Skyrim, the combat is pretty outdated. The game itself still holds up pretty well, even the vanilla version of Skyrim, but the combat is what really does not hold up very well. Now, moving on to the performance test of this review, you can see in the top left, I've added an overlay. I have a 4080 Super. My CPU is a 9800 X3D with 32 gigs of RAM, and I am running this game currently at 4K. So it is a pretty nice system, but again, I'm running this at 4K. And right now, this is in Riverwood. I'm getting about like 45 FPS, which is actually quite lower than other mod lists I've seen. Typically, other mod lists, especially ones with a ton of mods, I am typically getting about like 60 through here, and I guess it is jumping up a little bit. It's jumping up into like the 50s, sometimes 55, but mostly running about 50. And if I turn around here, this is actually where I typically see a pretty big dip in performance, is when I go the other way through Riften. And yeah, see, you can see we're about like 45, sub 50. So really nothing to run home about. Definitely could be better. And I did think that they were using like the VRAMless mod However, if I'm looking at my mod usage, it's actually not maxed out. So it's interesting. That is normally the limiting factor with my system, is I don't have enough VRAM to run a lot of these mod lists. And let's go over this bridge here. Just kind of take a look over the river. And again, yeah, this is lower than I've typically seen with some other mod lists. So around like 42 FPS. And then looking back over this way, it's a little higher because we're not looking into that town. About like 55 FPS. So, and I think the same thing is going to be similar in Whiterun. I didn't have my performance light on earlier, so I'm not exactly sure, but I have a pretty good eye to see if it's running lower than typical. This is coming up over that hill to go up to Whiterun. Around like 55 FPS. This is actually pretty good for this area. Get our wolf here. So this is not too bad coming up over this little ridge here. And actually, I'm going to have to fast travel into Whiterun because they've got this like wall or some kind of mod that puts like a wall in between Riverwood and Whiterun area, which is kind of interesting. But here's looking out over into Whiterun around like 60, which isn't too bad. So certain areas do run okay, and then some areas just really don't run very well at all, like Riverwood. Now I could actually probably lower the resolution down to 1440p, obviously, and I would get much better performance. But my monitor is a 4K monitor, so I like to run it at native resolution if I can. So let's go ahead and just like, I know I'm already pretty much here, but let's just fast travel into Whiterun. All right, so here we are in Whiterun, and kind of the same story here. I typically see about like 60, sometimes breaking 60. Like Lore Rim, I can get over 60 in this area. I'm getting about like 50, pretty solid 50 FPS through here. 55 coming up through here. Let me put my weapons away. I don't think that's gonna really do anything. But yeah, about like 50, and then up here 55 to 60, somewhere in that range. And then let's go ahead and check out like an interior real quick, just to see how that runs. We'll go back into Arcadia's. So here we are in Arcadia's. And it looks like actually there is a 60 FPS cap. So let's go ahead and look at our ENB settings, because I should be getting over 60 in here. And yeah, it looks like the FPS limiter is on, so I'm going to just uncheck that and then apply the changes here. I ended up hitting end on the keyboard to get to my ENB settings. That's typically a pretty standard way. It's either that or left shift and enter will get you there. So I'm going to hit end here. And interestingly enough, it still didn't look like it took the settings. Oh yeah, for some reason it did not. Oh, I think I hit, I think I need to hit apply changes here. So I tried to disable those settings in the ENB settings, and for some reason, even checking off the FPS limiter, it's still capped at 60. But I know in this area I would be able to get probably closer to like 75 FPS. I'm not exactly sure why I cannot turn that off. So let's go back out to Whiterun here. Regardless, I'm getting sub 60 anyway, so it's not going to be a problem, at least when we're outside doing these performance tests. All right, now let's go outside and do a quick outside test, coming up through some of like the grassier areas. So here we are coming outside of Whiterun, and we're getting about like 47, kind of 45, 47 FPS. Again, not very great. I've definitely seen much better with some of these other mod lists. And there are some walls around here, so I'm trying to get over to these fields to the right side so we can kind of run through the grass and see how that performs. Because we all know that the grass mods are going to be one of your biggest performance hits in any mod list. So let's see if I can figure out how to get out of here. Some of these walls are making it a little harder to navigate in this world. It does add additional immersion, but... Alright, so here we are coming outside. And this is kind of just running through some of like the grass and through some of the wilderness, and we're around like 48. So it's actually kind of keeping its performance through here. Actually better than some other mod lists I've seen, but there is less grass for it to load in through here. Pull out some of our swords. Here's your giant camp. Around like 42 FPS or so, 44. So in terms if I would recommend this mod list, I think it's got a lot going for it. Keep in mind this is in an alpha state. So I've had a few crashes here and there, and that also could have been because of me disabling some mods and whatnot. But just keep that in mind if you do check out this mod. I think it's a great mod list. Also, if you're into that kind of like darker atmosphere and medieval look. And also keep in mind that it kind of made me use some of the survival. It didn't let me actually disable it in the settings. So if you're a big fan of the survival mode in Skyrim, this is also a really good option. So I'm going to be doing some more mod list reviews in the future. So if you guys are interested in that kind of content, consider subscribing to the channel. If you have any questions on the installation process or any questions about this mod list, let me know down below in the comments. And as always, have a wonderful day.